Hi, we're here with Nick Draghi and Zach Beatty. We're currently talking to them about their campaign for MSA President and Presidential Vice President. So can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, sure. I'm a junior biology major from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, and I am a junior business management major from Savannah, Missouri.
Okay, cool. What's up with your platform? What's going on?
Yeah, we're running on the 4 pillars of service, diversity, sustainability, and outreach. The first big one, service for us. In fact, I'm the founder of Tiger Pantry, which will be opening up here in a week, which really kind of showed me a lot into the layers of socioeconomic class here at the university. So 2 big programs that we definitely want to get off the ground is a business attire lending program, which will give students the opportunity to borrow professional business attire for interviews, speeches, presentations, and any other use. That way they don't have to focus a tight budget on buying an expensive suit or expensive clothing, and instead can focus those sources of income on other necessities in college. And then the second program is a $500 emergency no-interest loan program, which basically provides students the opportunity to take up to $500 and then pay it off without having to pay interest. So, for instance, like we know when you budget money in college, there are things that come up, and you can't plan for it. So it gives a student the opportunity to take $40, $50, $60, $300, and pay off those bills or pay off or use them for emergency uses. And then as long as it's paid off within a allotted period of time, there's no interest charged.
And the service pillar really ties right into our diversity pillar because we kind of found our experiences that when you say the word diversity, people's minds immediately go to race. But there are so many other aspects of diversity that people forget about, like socioeconomic class, like sexual orientation, and gender and religious affiliation, and a bunch of different aspects that people forget about. So one of our main focuses with diversity is to make sure those issues are on the table as well. One of our big plans is to work with Campus Dining Services, which we've already spoken with, and they're okay with doing this, is having a method so people of certain religious affiliations can have their dietary restrictions met in the dining halls very easily. So have a method that makes it very easy for them to do that. We want members of MSA to get out into the community, to go into different organizations, to hold meetings in the Black Culture Center, so they're participating and they're engaged in different diversity organizations on campus.
Which kind of ties into our third pillar, which is outreach, which is extremely important. Without outreach, I don't think that there's a point of having a student government on campus. I think it's very, very important to engage as many communities on campus in all the decisions you're making. Even if it's as simple as asking the LGBTQ Center or the Women's Center and involving them in discussions about speakers and concerts and programming events. That way you don't have to pick events and then they have to figure out what aligns with their goals so they can send their organizations to. It's just very, very important to make sure that we're educating ourselves in all of these communities and we're engaged and have a presence there. So when we make a decision, it truly is reflective of the entire student body rather than just a very, very small community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the final pillar is sustainability, and the main issue here for us is educating students on what's already happening because there are a lot of sustainability initiatives that are going on that people just don't know about, like the fact that Campus Dining Services already takes food waste and puts it into compost piles, which goes to Bradford Farms, and then that compost is used to grow foods, which are then sold back to the university in the dining halls. And a lot of students don't realize that stuff like this is happening. Every year we release a climate action plan, which is like an outline for us to be more green and environmentally friendly, and students are unaware of that as well. So our main issue here is educating students on what we have and encouraging students and administrators to look into even more solutions as far as sustainability goes.
Okay, I got you. How do you plan on campaigning for all these? You seem like you have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, well, I think for Zach and I, we both have had quite a bit of experience all around campus, and it's kind of just shown us to have fun with this. Like at the end of the day, this is a student body election. This isn't an election for U.S. Senate or the President of the United States. This should be something that should be fun. This shouldn't be something that we should take ourselves too seriously. These positions are not positions of power, they're positions of opportunity. And it's opportunity to make a change, and having fun with it is the key to engage students and to make sure that they're paying attention to the election. Because if you're not having fun, then what's the point of doing the job or campaigning?
So most of our campaigning just comes from word of mouth, from like talking to the organizations we're already a part of, reaching out to friends and people who say they want to support us, and that word of mouth campaigning is probably the number one thing that we're relying on in the election, is just people who already give us
know
support.
about it. Yeah, can spread it around. You said you had experience with just you're ready for this campaign through your experience. What kind of experience did you guys have?
Well, right. I think I like to describe Zach and I as like a Venn diagram, kind of. He has experiences here, I have experiences here, and then we also have a lot of similar experiences. And we've both been, like, for instance, I founded Tiger Pantry. He was a co-founder of Mizzou Unity Coalition, which is an organization geared to educating the members of the Mizzou community on people with disabilities. And the fact that we've had those experiences of already starting organizations and stepping into leadership roles already gives us a leg up to where we already are connected with administrators. We know how to motivate students. We know how to make it fun for members of the organization to continue to do their job and to seek out new ways of improving their efforts in the organization.
And in the end, Nick and I only represent two people. We only represent two backgrounds. So it's kind of been our mantra during our campaign, and it's going to be our mantra if we get elected, is that we should never be afraid to ask, and we should never be afraid to reach out to people when we need help or when we don't understand issues. Because it's one thing if you have all these ideas and want to do something, but Nick and I don't want to reinvent the wheel with our campaign. That's our number one goal, is we don't want to implement things that have already been tried or that are already happening on campus. So just by asking questions, being engaged, and making sure we don't assume anything, I think that's what's going to help us accomplish the goals we want to set out to accomplish.
That's all the time we have for today. Good luck in the campaign.
2009.
2008.
Was it 2010?
Oh God, I have no idea.
1994.
1918.
Where's that little block?
All right.
The Student Center was built in 2009.
19 something.
1955.
2010. 1906.
Is it 18 or 19? Give me that.
1968. Wait, no, that's the school.
2007.
It looks new, so 1980s.
2000.
It's 2005.
The Student Center was built in,
Well, like 2010, right?
1984.
2006. 2007. 2008.
Yeah.
2002. 1839.
The Student Center was built in 2010, replacing Brady Commons.
This past Friday, the Missouri Press Association hosted the gubernatorial debate and the U.S. Senate Candidates Forums. Jacob Jones has the story.
Here at the Holiday Inn in Columbia, candidates for both the governor race and the Senate race spoke about their ideas on the issues facing both Missouri and the country at large.
Governor Nixon focused on pointing out his successes during his term, while Republican Dave Spence put emphasis on being a businessman and can see from the ground level. The U.S. Senate Candidates Forums, however, got a little ugly at times, with the majority of time spent with Senator Claire McCaskill and Representative Todd Akin throwing punches.
Off of it. So all we did say was take out the middleman who's taking a cut with no risk. I would think Congressman Akin would appreciate that.
If you don't believe the federal government should do everything, it doesn't mean that you don't believe in it. You know, the question is, do you want the federal government to take over everything that's important? I don't think so. My comments about student loans were, why don't we leave it the way it was a couple of years ago, where private lenders could be involved in student loans?
Through the mudslinging, however, each candidate made valid points for their cause.
Took that same savings, but you know what they did with the savings? They gave another tax cut to Kim Kardashian. They gave another tax cut to LeBron James. They gave another tax cut to Donald Trump.
The question is then, why is it that college education is just spiraling up in its costs? Part of it is because of the government. When the government keeps getting into things, it affects the marketplace.
Even Libertarian candidate Jonathan Dine took the spotlight in his closing statement.
Personal freedom across the board. I promise to keep the Republicans out of your bedroom and the Democrats out of your wallet.
Sustainapalooza, a carnival put on by the Sustainability Office last Thursday, promoted going green and sustaining the environment. Megan Kelly and Kevin Casson have the story.
Hi, this is Megan Kelly with MUTV News, and we are here at Sustainapalooza. Sustainapalooza is put on by the Mizzou Sustainability Office. They're getting their message out that they're here. They're promoting going green and sustaining the environment for future years at Mizzou.
Basically, this event today is
is about sharing our office, the sustainability office, with the students at Mizzou and with the people that ride their bikes and recycle their cans. And this is kind of a party for them and for other people that just want to know about sustainability and all the great things that we do on campus to promote it.
I just thought it'd be a cool thing to go to, and I heard about it and I got an email about it, so we went to stop by. Yeah. We already did the spin and win, and I won beads and she won a pen, so.
All of the games are kind of carnival ring toss games and knock the cans down and that kind of stuff. We have a live band. We Live in Public is the name of the band, and we've got like t-shirts and food and caramel apples and fun stuff to give away. So.
Yeah, they do like the infrastructure on campus to promote sustainability. So like they put out the recycle bins and they put out the Bike Smart stuff and like the signs and the bikes that you can rent for 24 hours. They like made that happen. So
recycled bags that we pick off campus, figure out how much of each we have, and then we can ultimately get money for that for recycling, bring in some revenue so that we can do more events and things like this.
Here at Sustainapalooza, they've got great giveaways and activities for all. They've got such games as a ring toss and knockdown. They've got free caramel apples as well as apple cider. We also have the band here as we Live in Public to support the Sustainability Office. It's a great hour for a lot of fun for all.
That's it for 23 News. Don't forget to drop by the front of the Student Center this week on Friday from 11 to 12 if you want to be part of Ask Mizzou.
Remember to check out our new episode of 23 News every Thursday on our Facebook page. But until then, I'm Spencer Wilson.
And I'm Jasmine Lee. See you next week.